I saw a building burning in Hong Kong. Is this a terrorist attack? Is this a false flag? An arson attack of some sort? I saw big, tall buildings on fire. Not masses of them, but like a couple of blocks of high rise on fire as an arson attack, and fingers of blame being pointed. Right. So some political thing behind this. You see huge fires in Hong Kong. There's some political agenda behind it. Well, hi everybody, and welcome again to Coffee with Craig. I'm your host, Craig Hamilton Parker, a psychic medium, and on this show we make predictions about the future. And in particular, I made a prediction about these dreadful fires that are happening in Hong Kong, and I want to share with you some of my thoughts about that and some of the other things I said at the time that seem to surround this issue. So, welcome to Coffee with Craig. Well, hi again, and welcome to the show once again. And if you're here many times, please always give a thumbs up if you can, because it helps the show tremendously with that dreaded algorithm. And if you're here for the first time, do please follow the show, because we get some very interesting stuff on this show. Well, what I'm going to share with you today is a prediction I made earlier. I made a prediction about the fires in Hong Kong that we're seeing today with the tower blocks. Now, my timing with this, I have to say, was out, because I said this at the beginning of 2024. Okay, so we're quite well out. But the details in it were very specific. And it does seem that I was seeing something a little bit ahead of time, and I couldn't quite get my timing right. And be honest, this is something that happens a lot with predictions. I often say it's like seeing through a mirror darkly, as they say, or through a glass darkly, depending how you translate it from the Bible. It's you can see part of it, but you can't see all of it. And I think with timing spiritual events, we kind of see it, but fitting it into the exact time zone is very difficult. And I think there's something to do with the nature of time itself. But anyway, we'll forget about that for the moment. Let me just show you the clip. Have a look at this, see what you think. Xi Jinping, ill. Something's happening with him, but it's being covered up. He's got a serious illness, but it's being covered up. Ultimately, further ahead, I've mentioned it before, a second revolution in China. All the things that I'm talking about are all pending towards the ultimate second revolution in China. Xi Jinping's illness, I feel, will have something to do with this. A breakup of the Chinese Communist Party, divisions within the Chinese Communist Party itself that could ultimately lead to the sort of unrest that could bring them down. So there's a cover-up. There's a big cover-up. He survives. I don't see him dying, but he survives, but there's a cover-up going on. But it's very hard to see the timing of these things. Political bribes from China will be exposed. This, like I've said, will cause there's going to be a big data breach of some sort, and reveal that funds have been passed into Western politicians. I feel a huge scandal about this. You know, Trudeau pulled into this, Biden pulled into this, bribes from China, changing the political landscape, causing division, money from China going into Hollywood to try to create more distress with woke silliness in political correctness to the point that it undermines the very thing that our tolerance. So I'm seeing that the money has been going also back and forth with Russia, and all sorts of stuff being exposed that are going to cause a lot of resentment towards China, and maybe a ending of trade deals with China as India starts to rise. There's going to be another uprising in Hong Kong. It's going to happen again. Could be at the same time as the Taiwan stuff later in the year. But I see in Hong Kong quite a few problems with food shortages of all things. I would have thought Hong Kong would have been well supplied with food, but I feel food shortages. And if there's an uprising, which I feel there will be, it's going to be squashed very hard this time. I saw a building burning in Hong Kong. Is this a terrorist attack? Is this a false flag? An arson attack of some sort? I saw big, tall buildings on fire. Not masses of them, but like a couple of blocks of high rise on fire as an arson attack, and fingers of blame being pointed. Right? So some political thing behind this. You see huge fires in Hong Kong. There's some political agenda behind it. China is going to make a huge cyber attack on the West. It's going to cripple some of the Western banks. I'm seeing the banking system disrupted. I'm seeing us being able to use our cards and things like this, and as if they shut down all parts of the banking system for a period of time. It's something like a virus, or it's something like a blackmail type of thing. You know, like the way that you can't get on your website because they put or your computer because they're giving a countdown to pay in bitcoins. I see something like that happening, coming from out of China. Somehow it's all connected in with the war in Israel too. It's linked in with Russia's involvement in Israel and Chinese support, clandestine support, secret stuff going on there. This could even affect the whole function of the internet over a period of time, because a virus has been let loose. And I see this virus let loose coming in through somewhere like Japan, innocently through a Japanese company, a gaming product of some sort. Are they going to get a virus stuck into some, gaming system or some computer game, something where lots of kids are using it inadvertently, and it's threading its way through the system and then suddenly releasing itself all at once? If we see that in the world, China's behind it. Well, out with the dates, as you can see, but there's a few interesting things that come from this, really, because you'll notice when I was making that video, and sometimes when I made that video, there was certain, I think, unconscious clairvoyance coming out with it, because you'll notice I was also speaking there about, at that time, that there was a feeling around it that there was something going on with Israel, which has happened this year, but not then. Well, there were things going on then, but not quite to the extent we got it with Gaza at the moment. Possible corruption with Russia's and things mentioned in the background. So what was I feeling from that? What was I getting? Because, to me, it's also a mystery sometimes as well, because, I sometimes get this clairvoyance and I see it and I don't know what I'm talking about. You might say you don't know what he's talking about at all. But no, I mean, you kind of get the feeling about things. And there's an implication in that earlier video that I must have been feeling something then about an uprising happening in Hong Kong. So could this be a bit of a trigger for a new uprising in Hong Kong? I also said there might be some Taiwan things in the background. Could there be some hints of that ready to happen now? Is that, why did I see that tower block burning? Now, no, it's obviously something unusual. So it's like it's a lighthouse. It's a signpost for my clairvoyance in some ways, for other things that might surround this. So you might go and have a look at that video. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see the full video for that period. It's a long video, but there's a clip to the timing point there. and have a look at that and see what you think. What do you think? What was going on there? So it's some very strange thoughts about that come to mind. Where are the other things that I'm seeing also about to be triggered? Could there be an uprising coming in Hong Kong soon? Now, I've got the BBC website open in front of me here as I'm speaking to you, just to look back at some of these things. And this is today's live feed on this. I'm doing this video at the moment on the 27th of November 2025. So happy Thanksgiving to those in America. Yeah, so there's things being said on there that made me wonder. Already at 7:45 today, it said investigation into possible corruption launched. Hong Kong's Independent Commissioner Against Corruption says it will launch criminal investigations over renovations works at the Wang Fuk Court housing complex, where at least 55 people are now known to have died. There were 55 people at that stage. There's also 280 missing. So this is going to be possibly something that's going to trigger a bit of public unrest in Hong Kong. Remember, we had all the umbrella revolution or umbrella uprisings they were talking about. The people of Hong Kong are still not happy with the situation that they're in. Could this be could it be a trigger? Perhaps that's why I saw it. The Hong Kong leaders at the scene, it says here on the website. And then there's all the bits about the they're going to sort of look at all these other bits where it's how did the fire start and things. But I saw something else here which said, where have we got? That might be my coffee while I'm looking. They're comparing it to Grenfell, which I also compelled it to Grenfell. Shelters, where's it gone? Yeah, Chinese military says it will safeguard Hong Kong. Right. The Chinese military Hong Kong garrison says it will safeguard. Now, what do they mean by that? Safeguard the city. China's defense ministry spokesman says when asked if they will provide any support for the fire rescue. The People's Liberation Army will act according to orders, performing its duties in accordance with the law and safeguard Hong Kong, Jiang Bin tells a news conference. So the troops are in straight away, aren't they? Was there something else going on? Was it, it could even, this could probably be wrong. I think this is a bit more on the conspiracy sort of thinking, but could that have been set up deliberately because they knew there was something else bubbling in the background? Anyway, my earlier prediction certainly seemed to suggest that there was something untoward associated with this, and it could be a trigger point for other things. What do you think? Do put some thoughts in the comments below. And of course, our thoughts, obviously, on top of all this, go out to what terrible, terrible incident that was. Those of us here in the UK remember what happened in Grenfell in London, where a block went up like that and all those, it was dreadful. I can't remember how many people it was, but so many people burnt to death and unable to escape the building. So if 280 missing, they're pretty chock-a-block, those blocks in Hong Kong. So our thoughts, obviously, our healing thoughts, our thoughts for the well-being of those people go out to them and their families. What a dreadful, dreadful thing. Awful. But anyway, I had to put up the predictions that I'd made before because they were so spot on with what I was saying there. And it does make me think, what's next from this? What happens next in Hong Kong? So there's some thoughts for the future of Hong Kong. Okay. And thanks again for joining me. Those of you who are patrons will know that also today we're doing a patron Zoom and a YouTube member Zoom that you're welcome to join me on, and we'll have some discussions about the things that are happening in the world today. So if you would like to become a patron, do please have a look in the description below, and also again have another look at my AI Oracle, which is out there at the moment. It'd be quite interesting to ask that what it thinks about these things. Okay, see you soon. Bye for now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show today, guys. And if you have, do have a look at some of my products. I want to tell you today about Craig's Oracle, AI Oracle. if you've never come across it before, what it does is it gives you insights into the future using things like the tarot, using things like the I Ching oracle, and lots of other oracles and astrology that's all being intertwined with it as we speak. Now, if you've ever felt unsure, overwhelmed, or just need a bit of guidance in life, this could give you a lot of help.
I'm here to offer you guidance and clarity by listening deeply to your concerns and consulting the oracle for insight. I can help by exploring areas of your life that you're unsure about, whether it's personal decisions, relationships, or upcoming events.
You can interact with it just like a human being, really. You can talk to it about anything. You can talk about your future, you talk about relationships, choices, and even your spiritual path, of course. And it responds just like a human being, like a wise friend who really understands. You really should give it a go. It's trained on my teachings primarily, but also it includes the I Ching, the tarot, and a lot of deep spiritual philosophy from both East and West. So it helps you see the bigger picture of things and help make decisions that are right for you. Now, it's always there, and it can be used any time of day, and it will be very supportive to you. It'll uplift you, we hope, and also help you move forward with clarity and peace of mind. So it's worth a look. Have a look. Give it a try. See the links below in the description, and you can find out about Craig's AI Oracle.